Good morning, investors. You are now on KleverStock with me, Anujaria, serving you the latest morning bill updates. Kicking it off with the opening bill updates on our local market. The FPMKLCI is expected to continue trading in a range-bound motion as traders await the release of blue-chip corporate earnings over the coming weeks. At the open, the benchmark index rose 2.4 points to 1,621.53, recovering after ending the previous week with 3 consecutive days of losses. The marginal rise was supported by renewed buying interest in bank stocks, spurred by a return to dividend plays. CIMB rose 3 cents to 7 ringgit and 56 cents, RHB gained 6 cents to 6 ringgit and 83 cents, and AMMP added 1 cent to 5 ringgit and 76 cents. Among active counters, MMAG was flat at 8.5 cents, ECA rose 1 cent to 23 cents, and Pharmaniaga gained 1 cent to 27.5 cents. TA Securities noted that muted technical momentum and subdued trend indicators on the index point to a continued phase of sideways consolidation in the near term. The research firm stated that investor sentiment is likely to remain cautious, with market participants staying on the sidelines while awaiting fresh domestic catalysts to reignite buying interest. Additionally, the research firm cautioned that risk appetite is expected to stay restrained amid growing uncertainty over the Federal Reserve's interest rate path, exacerbated by signs of a softening U.S. labor market. The prolonged U.S. government shutdown is also expected to continue delaying the release of key economic data, which will further cloud the global macroeconomic outlook and maintain caution among global investors. Moving on to local currency updates. The Malaysian ringgit continued with strong footing today, opening higher against US dollar and touching the 4.16 level amid continuous buying interest. At 8:09 a.m., the local note rose at 4.1670 or 4.1830 against the greenback, compared with last Friday's close of 4.1735 or 4.1775, extending its gains to more than a one-year high. Bank Muhammad Malaysia Berhad Chief Economist Dr. Muhammad Afzal Nizam Abdul Rashid noted that the ringgit has performed favorably since last week, appreciating by more than 7% year to date and is currently the best performing currency in Asia. He attributed the strength to robust domestic performance, stating that the resilience in the Malaysian economy would mean that Bank Negara Malaysia may want to maintain the prevailing overnight policy rate level, suggesting the gap with Fed fund rate would be reduced further, leading to possible appreciation in the ringgit. He added that the key data points such as the third quarter 2025 gross domestic product GDP, scheduled for announcement this Friday, would help keep the ringgit steady in the near term. BNM Governor Datuk Sri Abdul Rashid Ghaffur reinforced his positive outlook in an interview with The Edge, confirming that the ringgit is up 6% against US dollar this year and 2.4% higher against major trading partner currencies like the Singapore dollar and Chinese yuan. The governor explained that under Malaysia's flexible exchange rate system, the ringgit adjusts to global and domestic conditions, and that ultimately what matters is maintaining strong fundamentals and sound policies so the ringgit reflects the strength of the economy over time. At the opening, the ringgit showed strength against a basket of major currencies. It gained against Japanese yen to 2.7108 or 2.7214 and increased versus the euro to 4.8133 or 4.8319, although it did weaken against the British pound to 5.4759 or 5.4969. The local note was also stronger against all ASEAN currencies, rising against Singapore dollar to 3.1995 or 3.2123, the Indonesian rupiah to 449.6 or 250.7, the Philippine peso to 7.06 or 7.09, and the Thai baht to 12.8556 or 12.9145. Continuing with national economic updates. The state of Perak has recorded investments totaling 6.25 billion ringgit across 203 projects as of June this year, with the potential to generate over 5,000 new job opportunities. Menteri Besar Sri Sarani Muhammad highlighted that this figure represents a 105% increase in investment value and 224% rise in job creation compared to the same period in 2024. Speaking at the investiture ceremony in conjunction with the 69th birthday of celebration of the Sultan of Perak, Dato' Sri Sarani said the surge clearly reflects investors' confidence in the state's strengthening investment ecosystem, firmly anchored like a ship's anchor at the sea, unwavering even amidst turbulent waves. The Menteri Besar reported that Perak's gross domestic product GDP grew by 4.4% in 2024, up to 22.7% in 2023, with its value increasing to 86.2 billion ringgit. Now, this growth was primarily driven by the services and manufacturing sectors, which contributed 63.3% and 19.4% respectively. The state's labour market also improved, with the labour force participation rate rising to 67.4% in the second quarter of this year, while the unemployment rate declined to 3.2%. Dato' Sri Sarani also provide a positive update on the state's finances, with revenue collection reaching 1.1 billion ringgit as of November 7. The state is on track to achieve its 1.4 billion ringgit target for 2025. This success is expected to offset the projected deficit of 81.8 million ringgit under the 2025 budget, allowing Perak to record a surplus for the fourth consecutive year. Under the first rolling plan of the 13 Malaysian plan, a total of 466 projects worth 1.84 billion ringgit have been approved across the state, covering basic infrastructure, social facilities, education, healthcare and industrial development. Key projects underway include the upgrading of the Plus Expressway from Slim River to South Ipoh, the development of Perak Halal Industrial Park in Manjong, and the construction of the Tanjung Rambutan Health Clinic. The state is also set to benefit from the budget 2026 through the continuation of high-impact initiatives, including the expansion of the Korean Integrated Green Industrial Park. This will strengthen the northern region's green industry ecosystem and the development of the Lumut Maritime Industrial City, serving as a catalyst for the regional maritime sector. Moving on to corporate news updates. Tenaga Nasional Berhad or TNB is significantly accelerating its sustainability efforts under its Net Zero 2025 efforts, 2050 plan, driving a multi-pronged approach that includes major renewable energy projects, hydrogen partnerships and a flexible cross-border grid for regional integration. TNB's Chief Sustainability Officer Liu Pui Yong highlighted the all-utility giants' collaborative strategy during the recent Sustainable Action Conference SAC. TNB has partnered with Petronas and Terengganu Inc. for flagship RE initiatives, most notable for the hybrid hydro-floating solar HHFS and green hydrogen sub in Terengganu. This hub launched in July this year, part of TNB's broader 2.5 gigawatts hybrid solar hydro initiative, which aims to leverage existing hydro dam reservoir to maximize renewable output and provide more flexible energy storage than traditional systems. The utility company is also intensifying its focus on ASEAN connectivity through the ASEAN Power Grid APG. Under this cross-border interconnections ensures a more robust supply of green electricity across the region. There are at least 5 projects in the pipeline involving a combined capacity of over 6,000 megawatt of RE to be transmitted through Malaysia. A key initiative in the Vietnam-Malaysia-Singapore Interconnection Project, a collaboration involving TNB, Petronas, Sembcorp and Petro Vietnam. The project entails RE development in Vietnam and its transmission to Peninsula Malaysia and Singapore, positioning Malaysia as a crucial power transit hub. A part of its carbon management strategy, TNB targets a 5% reduction in emission intensity starting in 2025, which will help consumers reduce their their consumers reduce the scope 2 emissions, indirect greenhouse gas emissions from the generation of purchased electricity. Liu Puyong emphasized that a secure and future-ready energy system requires more than physical infrastructure. She concluded by saying that TNB continues to drive Malaysia's energy transition forward by advancing collaboration, strengthening governance, and preparing all sustainable future for all. And finally, wrapping up, we have major corporate developments and deals across Malaysia. Sime W Property Berhad and ST Guthrie had agreed to jointly develop an industrial and logistics hub within a 3,000-acre master plan in Kuala Selangor. Nat Energy Holdings Berhad has accepted 2 letters of award worth 270 million ringgit from Binasra Green Energy Sdn Berhad to undertake EPCC works for a 65% megawatt peak solar PV plant with 2,000 per hours of BESS in Pasir Gudang, Johor. Rapid Synergy Berhad is selling its Teluk Intan Mall, which includes Rapid Mall Sri Intan and Giant, to Lotus stores for 41 million ringgit. IGM Corp Berhad has denied being approached by a potential merger with Sunway Berhad following a media report claiming that both parties had been in discussion for over a year. And last but not least, Chin Hin Group Berhad is partnering with PTT Synergy Group Berhad to develop smart warehouses and industrial parks, integrating AI, automation, digital twins and RE solutions. And finally, Alliance Bank Malaysia Berhad has raised 400 million ringgit from the capital market, comprising of 200 million additional Tier 1 capital and 200 million ringgit subordinated MTN a year non-call 4.04%. Now that's all for Moneyball updates with me and Jaria on KleverStock. Thank you for choosing us investors. Stay tuned for the next live coming soon.